Stage 1. Birth. Welcome to the land of where's everyone else. Congratulations, you've been born in Wyoming, where the first thing you'll see isn't a doctor, it's a bison staring through the hospital window. If you're lucky, you were born in one of the state's high-tech medical facilities where a nurse finished her shift on the ranch and rushed to the hospital to take care of you. The other possibility? Your mom gave birth in the back of a Ford F-150 because the nearest hospital was 150 miles away. On the way home, you take your first breath that is filled with the sweet scent of wide open spaces and, well, never mind. And the crushing realization that you'll never have neighbors. Wyoming's population density is roughly 5.8 people per square mile, which means your closest friend growing up will likely be a prairie dog named Larry. Your parents are thrilled, not just because of your arrival, but because the state's population has just increased by a significant percentage. The place feels like the set of a post-apocalyptic movie. But hey, at least you're alive, right? And who needs neighbors when you've got the landscapes? Oh, wait, those are just more fields of grass and some occasional antelopes. Forget about fancy changing tables. It's all about the great outdoors here. Just make sure to avoid the rattlesnakes. Stage 2. Early childhood. Into the wild. Your vocabulary consists mostly of variations of mama, dada, and herd. You also develop an ability to identify different types of dung from a great distance. You don't just learn to walk here. You learn to walk while dodging the cow pie and how to use a bucket instead of a toilet, since the outhouse is too far away. Your parents will gift you a onesie with the state motto, equal rights, since Wyoming did give women the vote first, but forgot to build skyscrapers except two-story barns. As a kid, you'll have plenty of opportunities to enjoy the great outdoors, because there's nothing else to do. But don't worry, by age 3, you'll master the art of waving at passing cars, which only happens twice a week. You'll spend your days playing in the dirt, climbing trees, and pretending to be a cowboy. Your parents will also teach you how to whittle sticks into animal shapes for entertainment. While kids in other states are riding bikes through suburban neighborhoods, you're herding cattle in subzero temperatures. Hide-and-seek game? You lose. There's nowhere to hide. You quickly learn that flying a kite is an extreme sport, and holding onto your hat is a daily struggle. Time for school. You'll be stuck in a classroom that probably has 4 bored kids, including your cousin Jimmy, who somehow manages to fail math despite being related to everyone in town. Recess at school is dodgeball with tumbleweeds. Your history teacher is also the school bus driver, the lunch lady, and the basketball coach. The school bus is not yellow. It's a pickup truck with a camper shell. And instead of, "Are we there yet?" it's, "Are we out of gas yet?" Geography lessons are short. After all, how many times can you study the same mountain ranges and prairies? Your science projects often involve measuring wind speeds. K-12 education revolves around 2 core subjects: blizzard survival, always carry a shovel, and a prayer. And how to dodge bison. Spoiler, you don't. The bison wins. While extracurricular activities include counting the state's 2 traffic lights, learning to identify tourists, they're the ones asking where the Wi-Fi is, and field trips that are limited to exploring nearby canyons and identifying poisonous types of plants. Stage 3. Teen years. The struggle is real. Now you're a teenager, and it's time to experience the thrill of driving. On empty roads. Instead of buying a sports car, you buy a slightly used tractor that works on dirt roads. You'll get your license at 16 and won't see another car on the road until you're 20. Teenage years are the time for self-expression and rebellion, and if you're hoping to rebel as a teen, then good luck finding a party. The nearest one is probably in Montana. While everybody is having fun elsewhere, you'll spend your days staring at dirt and chasing jackrabbits and nights trying to sleep through the sound of coyotes in the distance. Now you are in high school. For science class, you learn how to predict weather patterns by looking at the clouds, which is actually kind of practical since weather in Wyoming changes every 5 minutes. One moment it's sunny, and the next, you're in a full-blown blizzard, while the most exciting extracurricular activity is leaving Wyoming. But let's assume you want to stay. Dating is strange here. Good luck finding someone who isn't already related to you. The dating pool is so small that Tinder will run out of options within a 50-mile radius after about 10 swipes. You quickly learn the art of long-distance relationships, even if it's just a 50-mile drive to the closest ranch. If you do find someone and they don't move away to pursue opportunities elsewhere, then you'll bond over thrilling activities like racing tractors down Main Street, which is also the only street, and sneaking into Yellowstone to laugh at tourists who think buffalo are cute, or simply finding a park bench to sit on without being run over by a herd of cattle. But at least you'll never get lost. If you do, just yell, someone's horse will hear you. Stage 4. College. Since you're new here and you need to find the dorms, just follow the scent of tobacco and you'll know you're close. If you're lucky, you might even get to attend a football game at War Memorial Stadium, where the Cowboys will probably lose to a real team. Stage 5. Adulthood. Career? What career? You're still in Wyoming? Okay. Want to be an artist? Too bad you're selling empanadas. You might start a small business, perhaps a llama farm or a company specializing in handcrafted outhouse decorations. Or you can pick another career path. Mining means risking your life underground for minimum wage. Tourism. Well, let's just say guiding tourists through Yellowstone gets old real fast when half of them are asking if bears really attack people. Yes, they do. Becoming a wind farm technician. Spend your days apologizing to turbines for Wyoming's 200-mile-per-hour gusts, or even a professional antelope watcher. Tried to start a tech company? Too bad. Wyoming's idea of innovation is a new flavor of jerky. Just remember, since the state's biggest export is loneliness, the hardest part of your job will be convincing people that you actually work there. Stage 6. Middle age. You survived the weather, mostly. By 40, you've endured. Winter, a 6-month blizzard where your eyelashes freeze shut. Summer, a heat wave so intense that the chickens lay omelets. Spring, just kidding, Wyoming skips spring. Your hobbies now include arguing with Coloradoans about who has real mountains, building a bunker for the next polar vortex, teaching your kids to say no, we don't have a target. Report cards from the school include that your kids are progressing well in their ability to tell sheep apart from goats, which makes you proud. You feel even more proud when your wife says, "Look, honey, our son just saddled up a pony," before you go to attend community events with your kids, like the county fair, where you can show off your prized pig and your superior jams. You also enjoy every summer weekend watching people get thrown off bulls. It's basically the state sport, second only to drinking beer and complaining about taxes. By now, you've settled into Wyoming life. You own at least 2 hunting rifles, 3 pairs of cowboy boots, and a collection of shovels. Stage 7. Retirement. To what exactly? You've spent decades working in a job you didn't choose, eating food you didn't enjoy. Now, welcome to your golden years. It's a dream come true. If your dream involves spending your days reminiscing about the good old times while whittling a piece of wood on your porch, feeding birds and yelling at coyotes, just make sure you've got a good stock of snacks, because the nearest grocery store is a 3-hour drive away. Wyoming doesn't have golf communities or beachside condos. Your only comfort is the knowledge that you've survived this long. Your golden years are being spent playing bingo at the only senior center in a 100-mile radius. Your grandkids might visit, but only if they can survive the long drive. And let's face it, they'll probably complain about the lack of Wi-Fi and Starbucks. You tell them about how you grew up without any of that and how it made you tough, but deep down, you know you'd kill for a caramel macchiato. You will explain to them that Netflix buffering is Wyoming's state bird. And when they ask you about your greatest achievement, that one time you saw a celebrity at Jackson Hole and they asked you for directions. Stage 8. Death, the final meh. At the end, you will meet your inevitable fate. Sorry to tell you that, but even death is underwhelming. Let's recap your life. Pros. Stunning sunsets, 0 traffic, and you can shout obscenities without judgment, because no one's around to hear. Cons. Everything else. Your funeral will be a modest affair. Attendees are going to be 2 cows, a confused tourist, Cousin Jimmy, who still can't pass the math test, and Larry the prairie dog. Please join the comments section and tell me if I missed anything.